Hi, Dan here, hope you're doing really well. I just finished filming a video on how to make up bass fills and I use that backing track. So for this lesson, I'm just going to give you a few random thoughts on how to create bass lines from scratch using this backing track, which you can download for free via the link below. So the first thing to do is to know what key we're in. And I kept this nice and simple. The key for this is just F natural minor. And the chords are as follows. We've got two different sections. The first one is F minor 7. I'll show you what I'm doing in a minute, but that's quite important. F minor 7, then we've got A flat major 7, D flat major 7, C minor 7. That repeats twice. Then we go to a second section, all minor chords. B flat minor 7, C minor 7, F minor 7 twice. That section repeats. So every single one of those chords belongs to the key of F minor, F natural minor. And why that's important is that it means that you can connect any of the chords up within this piece of music using I'm just playing F natural minor or F minor pentatonic, which is sort of like the same scale with a couple of notes taken out. So let's start off really simply. Let me show you F natural minor. We go frets 1, 3, 4 on the E and the A strings, and then 1, 3 on the D string. F minor pentatonic, if we just remove the second and sixth notes, we get 5 notes in a scale. It's 5 notes. That's the octave, which is the same as the first. That's a minor pentatonic scale. That's going to come in really handy for fills. So we'll leave that for now, but watch this. I'm going to do root notes. So forget the minor 7, major 7 parts of the chord. I'm just going to do root notes. I'm going to go from F to A flat. And I've stuck to that rhythm. The guitar is roughly doing that rhythm, so that was the vibe I was going with. If you're making up a bass line, you can do anything that you hear, okay? This isn't right what I'm doing. This is just what's coming out from me, okay? So you might think something different. That's great, go with it. So I'm going this rhythm. That's the F. I then need to go to the A flat. I can do loads of things to get to that A flat. Let's do a really simple thing. Walk up the scale. Just doing that. Let's do something else. I just went octave. I just sort of walked down the scale. Pretty random notes. I changed it there. I mean, you can do anything. But the point is that I'm using the notes from F natural minor. That's really important. There are a million different ways that you can land on that A flat, but you do need to land on that A flat because that's the chord. Let's talk quickly about chord tone. So it's an A flat major 7. The guitar is playing that chord. We can just play a root, no problem with that. But if we flesh things out a bit, you've got a triad. So on this A flat, it's a major triad. So you've got 4th fret E string, 3rd fret A string, that's the major 3rd, and 6th fret A string is the 5th. You need to know that. You need to know triads, you need to know intervals. I wasn't playing much of that at all when I was improvising before. If it were sort of a reggae backing track, you know, it might be more appropriate to use that. I think that's the point. Know what your options are and then go with what you're hearing. The next chord after that is D flat. A flat. I'm just doing random things I'll show you. It's the A flat and I'm going octave, 5th, root. And I do think in those terms. Actually, I don't think. When I'm teaching, I'm explaining it in these terms. When I'm playing, I've done enough of this to then release the thoughts. I can just concentrate on expressing myself. And that's where you want to get. It takes a while, but it's not that difficult. So there's the root, 4th fret, E string. 2 frets up, 2 strings down, that's that octave. And then the 2 strings oh, 2 frets up, 1 string up from the root is your 5th. Patterns are really important. So roots, octaves and fifths you can use for the whole thing. I was just using the same notes. Let's talk a little bit about rhythms. This is about the speed, 3, 4, 1, 16th notes. Subdivide the beat. That's really important. So tick, 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 tick. Those are 16th notes. And there, I've got this really strong pulse and I'm sticking to it. And I was doing 16th note things with roots, fifths and octaves. Really important. Let's do that same approach. I might simplify the rhythms, but let me link up the notes a bit more smoothly using those notes from the scale. I'll explain what I do afterwards. I don't know what I'm going to do. So I'm sticking to roots, fifths, octaves, but I was literally just using notes. So there's that lead up thing. Don't just know your scale in one position. Let's move to the next section here. So here I was actually sticking to chord tones. We've got a minor 7th, so B flat's on the 6th fret. Actually, I was using root 5th octave again. Let me just show you that. So 6th fret is the B flat, 2 frets across and 1 string is your 5th. That's the 8th fret of the A string. I'm not bothering about the note name, I'm just calling it the 5th. It's always going to be that. You can move them around, that's the great thing about this. And then 2 frets across 2 strings is your octave. 2 frets down from that is a minor 7th, and that's what that minor 7th part of that chord means. This is the notes that spell that out. So you've got a root, a 5th, a minor 7th and an octave. And I was going like, quickly show you that. Root, 5th, minor 7th octave, and then 5th root. That's my speed. And the great thing about this section is you can just move the shape around. So C minor 7's 2 frets higher. I just changed the order, but I was doing the same notes. So there I was using chord tones. Those are the notes that spell out a chord. I wasn't using the minor 3rd, which does also make up that chord. I could do. Very easy. You've got your first finger on the root, in this case 6th fret E string, that's B flat. 3 frets higher, I'm doing that with my little finger, that's where your minor 3rd is. It starts to sound a bit more intricate. I just played a minor 3rd, a different place there. So I hope you're with me so far. We're just using chord tones and then we're using just notes from that scale. That really is simply it. Let's try this now. I'm going to do the same thing there, but I'm going to make the line a bit more intricate, a bit busier by using, I'll use strictly the F minor pentatonic scale. So I was just doing very simple stuff, sticking to that rhythm, and just all of that is just one scale. It's the minor pentatonic scale. I am using slides, hammer-ons. That is something that you'll find will bring these notes to life. Articulations, they're called. Vibrato. I know I'm going through this a little bit quickly and I'm just making it up on the spot, and it can be a bit awkward explaining what you're doing. That's something that seems easy to me. But just to recap, I've just got the key that we're in, F natural minor. I know the scale. I know the patterns. I know it in any direction. Yes, I've been playing a long time, so I've been working on these things. You can do this. So next steps for you. I've got the link to the PDF and the backing track. Go and download those for free, and then just practice this. At first I recommend without the backing track because there'll be too much going on, but when you get the backing track going, use simple roots. Just follow the root movement at first. Start to introduce fifths. Think about a groove, a really simple rhythm. If you play something extremely simply but in time with very simple notes, that's brilliant. And then just build layers and layers upon this as you go. Start to add in the octave. Then over each chord, see if you've got a major seventh or a minor seventh. Didn't show you the major seventh, but 4th fret E string is A flat. You've got your root 5th octave. Then the major seventh is right next to the octave, the next fret down, and the minor seventh with 2 frets down. And that's the only 2 shapes you're using if you go that route, it's the major seventh, minor seventh. So you've got to know your shapes really well, but if you've got to create a groove that's really incredibly simple and fits to the music. So play simply and just see if you can just play in time and follow those things. And then you've got that F minor pentatonic scale to use fills. And these are just a few ideas that I'm thinking of right now, but you'll have your own sort of preferences as well. But when you're listening to music, you'll hear this in action, okay? So this will help you in a reverse kind of way to figure out bass lines by ear, because you'll start to recognize those fifths, the octaves, the scales. Very, very common what I just played in this entire lesson. It's really, really common. So I'm probably going to do loads more lessons like this, just with some backing tracks and just randomly talking about little elements to make up bass lines. And I tell you, if you subscribe to this channel and if you watch those lessons, you will hear and see me talking about the same things. You know, roots, fifths, rhythms, slides, honestly you will. So these are the little elements, there's the clue. Really learn those very well and you'll be making up bass lines extremely easily. I've got one lesson on harmonizing a minor scale, one on harmonizing a major scale. Make sure you check those ones out too. But if you do have any questions on this or any other bass related stuff, do leave a comment below. I'll get back to all those. Make sure you subscribe. Have a great day. See you next time.